So welcome back, and this one we're going to lay the track. So firstly we're going to crack on. You can see I've got the points here. So they are all medium turnouts, Co 75 Pico. I've modified them, you'll see here. This is the standard one I've got to modify myself. I take this little link out here. I can focus in a bit better. I might get a bit. But there's a little link here. I take that out and then I do a joining piece here. So you can see the difference between the two. Just hold this up. You should be able to see. That one's got the link in, you just see compared to that one, and then I've got this link. So I'm going to modify this and then I'm going to place some track in and then I'll come back to you. I'm just starting the track laying. I'm going to use the seat point modes mainly because I've got them. I have thought this sequence of points and switches, they were close together, so I need to make sure that there's enough room for that point motor and that point motor. We'll have to run them the other way around. So one all the electronics have to face that way and one all have to face the other way. Although to be fair, it doesn't really matter because the wires can thread around each other. So this is probably the safest way to run them, to give them a bit of space from each other. A little bit of a track to go in here, and then just onto the underlay to then go down. I've set everything up. I'm using Electrofroc diamond crossing for here, just to give reliability, and then each section will have power. So this section, even these little bits here, will get power, and this little section here. Lay this point first. This is going to be my reference point, and then from there I will lay everything else and then come back to you. So I was going to do this in stages. However, I got started, kept on going with it, but all the track is now laid. So this bit took me quite a while, trying to make sure everything was lined up. So we've got the diamond crossing and the 3 points. I've had to add a little bit here just to bring these down, so when I've got the 2 point motors in, there's a gap for these lot. We then have our road for the tank cars, this cement road, which I'm now going to have, I think I'm going to have that. It's a 3 spot, so this will be box cars for powdered cement in bags, as well as the 2 bay hoppers. And then we've got our transload facility, which is here. 2, maybe 3 spots, not 100% decided yet. So what I'm going to do now is I need to tidy this lot up. So to tidy this up, and then we should start some wiring. So I've just took a break from doing the wiring. All the droppers on this side are in, and I've got the auto frogs for the polarity on the points in bar 2. I've pinched 2 from upstairs for now, so these will go in place. Then I'll have to replace one upstairs when I get back up there. Point motors or switch machines, or whatever you want to call them. I have, for getting shot, these seat ones, but the problem is they'll be used, so I know it's blurry, but you can see that the pin is quite small. So when I stuck it through, it didn't go into the point. So I've had to order some more. So they should be here today. So they've got the longer pin, so I can get through, because I'm using the court bed. Using that extra bit of support with the court bed. You'll also notice that my point motors and the auto frogs are chocolate blocked in. Well, obviously these will all be connected to the bus wire in a minute, but when we're at exhibition, if one of these goes down or the point motor goes down, it's much easier to unscrew all this, drop it off and put it on, than it is to start getting underneath with a soldering iron and soldering on pins and soldering off pins and stuff like that. So it's just an exhibition time saver, something I've learned from Paul. So that's where that will go. So now I'm going to continue on, finish this row, this board, and then we can move on to the next board. You can see I've added the link there, and I've also got the link for the diode. So once I've got this board in, all wired, I'll come back to you. So you'll see that my wiring's in. It's all dangling down, it will be neatened up. It's just the fact that I need to test it. So while I was doing that, I had this parcel arrive. So most of this won't be relevant for now, but I just thought we'd have a look. Just pull that out of the way. So you can see I've got all my point motors all ready to go on. So there's 5 points on the layout. It was 6 for £21 I think it was. So I got 6 so I can wire a spare up so that can go with the layout. So I need one that's got this longer pin on. I've just grab the other one. If we just look at this one, you can kind of see the difference there in the pin size. Most of this will be related to when I start doing the track work, but I saw on Hornby.com when they did their Great Central, they used this dark round to put a base layer down from which to weather. So that's what that's for. We should have a couple of rail match colours. So this one is in focus. This one is Sleeper Grime. So just to give an extra bit of depth, dry brush onto the sleepers. There should be, there we go. There should be light rust. So that should hopefully do the edges of the rails. So that's what that is for. I'm going to do a little test piece just to have a go at weathering because I've never done it before. It's got the track rubber for cleaning the top. And then I've got fine ballast, but I've got a couple of different colours, blend them together, mix them together to make the road bed. So that's what's in the box. We've now got these which I'll have to all sort out. Right, so we're all wired up. I've got my tidies for once it's all tested. Nice and simple wiring on this board, a bit more on that board. So I've just got my controller, my Gagemaster DCC controller, and I'm going to plug it in and see what happens. So good start. We're plugged in. This is very rough just for testing, and we've got no shorts on here. So now stick a loco on and see how that goes. So I've had the GP15 and the SW1500 both testing. Everywhere works apart from, just zoom in this section here. So you'll see I've got an insulating joint here, an insulating joint here, and then obviously these are insulated and these are insulated. So I've got auto frogs that will control this bit and this bit. The power feed comes through the fish plate here all the way up to here and here. So that's powered, but this bit isn't. So that's the one bit I need to redo. So I'm just going to drop the drill in and then add another dropper onto here, and then fingers crossed, all should be good. So that's it for this one. I think you can agree that I've made quite a lot of progress. So hopefully the next one, bit more wiring done, and then we can have a bit of an operating session, get the staging area done, and then we'll go from there. So thank you for watching, and bye for now.